Hey friends, I hope you're having a good day. It seems like I have not been here in like forever and ever. I've missed you guys, and I hope everybody is doing good. I have been the blessed recipient of a bushel of beads, a bevy of beads, a bunch of beads. So I have kind of been trying to teach myself how to bead. There are a lot of tutorials online that show you a lot of different techniques and styles and different beads to make, and there are just so many bead making tutorials that I was kind of hesitant about making one, and then I thought, you know, we're all in this together. I'll go ahead and do a bead tutorial, even though I am not a bead expert at all, but I have learned some kind of cool little hacks. So I'm using some Stretch Magic. This is 1 millimeter, 0.039 inches. I like this Stretch Magic. I like it because I can see it, you know, for one, and I'm a vintage girl, so even with glasses, sometimes things are hard to see. I can see this really well. It is a little bit thick, so it's hard to make some of the beads go through. The thing that you have to remember about Stretch Magic is you have to stretch it first. You kind of have to pre-stretch it. The way that I've been doing my little beads is I use a 12-inch length of Stretch Magic to start my beads. There are a lot of tutorials that tell you have to have a bead bug. To me, I'm just using a little binder clip. I don't know why you have to have a bead bug. I'm sure it's important, but it's not one of those things I had lying around. So I just used a little binder clip to hold my bracelet together. So these are some of the bracelets that I've made. Look at those beads. I mean, my friend just really blessed me with tons and tons of beads. And a lot of times people will send me charms, funky charms to work with. So I am just having a great time. And some of these are going in my Etsy store. So you can check that out at tammybracketdesigns.etsy.com. This one is super simple. I like the way she turned out. This one is Asian inspired. This one, I love the Hamsa hand. My friend Jeannie sent me these, so those are awesome. I like this one. It's kind of a darker-ish sort of bracelet. And then I love this one, the way it turned out. And these beads are all just scrap beads that my friend sent me. And I've just kind of been going through the beads and pulling them out and looking at them and trying to figure out what would, you know, go nicely together. The first thing that I want to show you guys how to do is to knot a stretch bracelet. So I've already got one done here. And I'm going to take off my binder clip bead bug, my faux bead bug here. And I'm going to show you how to tie a knot here. It's not hard, it's not difficult. I bring the two ends together, and then I tie a knot. And then I tie another knot. Now, kind of pulling on that knot, I also pull the bracelet. Now remember, when you're using Stretch Magic, you want to stretch it before you start beading. So this is pre-stretched. You know, nothing hard there. I'm going to pull it again, and then kind of hanging on to my knot, I pull again. The next thing that I do is I found some really, let's give it one more go here. I just put lotion on my hands, so it's making it kind of slippery. Next thing we want to do is put a dab of, this is Clear Parts cement that I lifted from my boyfriend's model drawer. He's a great model car maker. but he hasn't done that in a long time, so he works on the real cars now. I'm going to put just a drop of this rubber cement stuff right here. It's really great stuff because it's clear and it works like a charm. There are some tutorials that tell you to use E6000. That stuff's toxic. I would not allow that into my studio space at all. But use whatever you have on hand. Just a little drop is all you need. And then I'm going to let that one dry. Over here is one of the ham set bracelets that I made. I'm going to go ahead. You can see the crunk scrumping. You can see that the knot is there. This bead is big enough for me to hide the knot. So I take my stretchy string here and I can pull the knot into that bead, which is awesome. Okay, did you see how I did that? Let me clip this wandering stretchy string right here. Let's clip that off. And now I pull this into that bead and it hides the knot, which is super cool. But you know, sometimes you aren't going to be able to hide that knot because you don't have a giant bead down here. So there we go, guys. Those are just a couple of techniques. I also think it's really handy to keep a needle out. I know that sometimes, you know, when you're beading and your beading string or cord goes part way through the bead but doesn't go the whole way through the bead, it's really handy to have a needle and then just kind of poke it through the bead and kind of bore the bead hole out a little bit. That works really, really good. All right, I'm going to be back and we are going to make a starfish bracelet, and I'm going to show you how to use bails. And that's what a bail is. And you can find these at any craft store. This is the only thing that I had to buy to do my little bracelet project this weekend. All right, you guys, I'm going to clean up right here, and then I'll be right back. The next little bracelet that we're going to make is another stretchy bracelet. And I've heard a lot of people say that they prefer stretchy bracelets these days. I think it's because, you know, there's no clasp on them, and then that way you can just kind of put them on yourself. And they're fun to stack. Stack on your wrist. They look really cool. I've got a 12-inch length of stretchy string here. I've stretched it, you know, just doing a little pre-stretching here. I'm putting on my faux bead bug on the end, and then I'm going to start arranging my necklace. I know that I want this to be the charm that's going to go. My bail will go on here, and then I just chose some of these. These are just the funkiest beads. They're so beautiful. I do not know what they're called. I bet some of you guys maybe do. I don't know what these are called, but I love them. All right, we're going to go ahead and start stringing. I'm going to put the bail on first because the bail is going to hide our knot. You know, just the same way that we did the hamsa hand here, you know, we kind of pulled it through. That's kind of the same technique we're going to use with the bail. But I'm going to put a jump ring on here. Oh, I've already got a jump ring on this one, so we're going to attach it to the bail. I have always loved beads. I can't really explain it. I don't know kind of where that came from. I've always found them very intriguing. I am not a jewelry person. Don't wear a lot of jewelry. The only jewelry I wear are my rings. You know, I typically wear the same rings. I wear the same earrings every day. I wear hoops, small hoops. And I'm not really keen on wearing jewelry, but I love it. I love rings, I love bracelets, I love earrings. I just don't wear a lot of that stuff. But I think it's so super cool to be able to just easily knock together, you know, a bracelet for a gift, or, you know, if you want something special to wear, or if you're going to a festival. My next project this weekend, and another thing I want to share with you guys, is the I'm going to make some boho bracelets out of batik fabric that a friend of mine sent me. And I'm excited about those because they have a button clasp, and I've never worked with anything quite like them before. And they are just super cool. I make my stretchy bracelets about 7 inches in length. And I think that's kind of a standard length. I'm being very lucky with these beads sliding on here. I can't believe it, hardly. There we go. And this is a great use, you know, for paper beads as well. And I'll also show you a paper bead, a Pandora style paper bead that Leslie over at the Frugal Crafter created. I kind of got into a paper bead making frenzy over the summer. It just became one of my passions. It was like one of my very favorite things to do. Okay, I think we're about at 7 inches now. I'm going to check it on my map. Yes, we're at 7 inches. All right, now the next thing that we're going to want to do is go ahead and tie this off. So we will remove our faux bead bug. I did go wash my hands, so they weren't quite as slippery now. Ah, it was annoying. Okay, and that's our second knot, and remember we're going to stretch the bracelet as well. And this is our third knot. And then stretch the bracelet as well. And you can see where your knot is right there. Remember, we're going to put some glue on there, but before we do it, we're going to attach our starfish. And I think that this piece has such a nice flavor to it. Very oceanic. Blue is a calming color. That's another great thing about building your own bracelets. You can kind of choose your colors to match your mood. And, you know, if you got a hot date, then make a bracelet in red. You know, if you feel like you need to calm down, you can do another color. You can do a blue, or, you know, a sweet pink or something like that. If you want to impart some happiness, then, you know, make your bead have some elements of yellow in it. All right, I'm going to spring open the jump ring here. Like I said, y'all, there are a bunch of brilliant people doing some beautiful work out there in bead land. So it's going to be crazy cold here this weekend, and I plan to watch a few more tutorials and learn something. I think it's great to just learn something new. It's so much fun to not, I'm sure that y'all have gotten by now that I'm a very sporadic crafter. Not sporadic, I don't like to do the same thing all the time. I totally love to learn new techniques, and I like to learn how to do things. I think that's half the fun of crafting, is learning something new. Okay. Trying to push that together just a little bit more. And my eyes have gone a little bit wonky. There we go. Alright, now, next thing I gotta do is glue my knot, which I will do. And then this is one of those things where we'll be able, I'm going to go ahead and pull this through just to show you how, okay? So we're going to take one strand and we just pull it through, and that hides our knot right there. Of course, I need to unhide that knot so I can get it glued, but you guys get the idea there. Okay, the next little bracelet that we're going to attempt today is we're going to use a Pandora style paper bead. I'll be right back, you guys. Our last little bead making project today is a combination of paper beads, and these are paper Pandora style beads. These are just rolled paper beads, and I have a few of those in here, just a few, just to kind of space our arrangement of our bracelet out. I also have some wooden beads that are not finished, and I also have some of these little Asian type inspired beads, and I love the color on this, and I do love that they have some Asian writing, or that's either Japanese or Chinese, I'm not sure. But we're going to arrange these, and it's odd, you guys, when I was picking out these beads, I was going to use a combination of our gem beads, you know, our gemstone beads, with the paper beads, but when I put those two things together, they were very incongruent. They just didn't belong together. And the more I tried to do it, I thought, you know, I'm trying to match stone with something that is plant-based, and they just aren't going together. So that's when I opted for just choosing a variety of wooden beads to use with our rolled paper beads. Okay, I'm going to put my, it's not really a bead bug, but it's a binder. It's a binder clip. Alright, and we'll start stringing these on. I think I want to start with a pretty Pandora style bead. I will put a link to the tutorial that I did to make these, and also Lindsay's tutorial from the Frugal Crafter, because her tutorial is awesome, and that's where I learned to make these beads. So we'll just start stringing along here. I hope you guys will try this weekend. It's really fun. It's a neat way to, I mean, you could even have a project this weekend where you're just going to make your paper beads and then try your hand at some beaded necklaces. I mean, beaded bracelets. That would be super cool. I also like the fact that these wooden beads are not finished. They don't have any kind of shine to them, and it makes them match the paper beads really, really well. Let's see, got a big, let's put Pandora on there. I'm anxious to learn how to make the boho bracelets because, like I said, I have some awesome batik fabric, and I think that it would be really super pretty for some boho bracelets. So I hope I can get that one figured out and show you guys how to do that over the weekend as well. Okay. Let's do one more. And remember, we're going for a 7-inch bracelet here. I think that's what works the very best. Okay. More Asian inspired bead. Love these things. Look at that. It's just so cool. Okay. And then more. And then we can, I think that's about 7 inches. Oh, that's 8 inches. I'm going to take part of that off. Let's see if we can get that close. Okay, that's a 7-inch bracelet. Alright, I'm going to remove this. Boy, that one came together really fast, didn't it? Better make sure, yeah, it's 7 inches. Alright, we're going to give it a tie. Give it another tie. Remember, you're going to tie it tight, and then you're going to stretch it, just like this. Just give it a good stretch. And I've already pre-stretched that string as well. So we've got one more tie. Another big stretch here. Oh, that turned out so nicely. I still don't think it's quite big enough, so I might add a little bit more. Yeah, that looks really tiny. Even though it says it's 7 inches, it doesn't look 7 inches, but I'll add some more to this. And I'm ready to finish up the other 2 bracelets that I put the little dab of glue on, and we'll be finishing those up. We can go ahead and clip the ends off here. Oh, that is so pretty. That made a really cool bracelet. And for this one, remember, we want to go ahead and slip the knot back in here, just like that. And now our knot is hidden, and we can clip the ends right here. And there we go. Oh. And now this one, I think I'm going to have to add a little more to that. It just looks tiny. Even 7 inches. It's going to drive me crazy. Okay, guys, thank you so much for joining me. I hope you will try your hand at some paper beading. I will talk to you guys soon. Bye.